Hello there, friends. How is the president elected? How is a president chosen? Well, friends, you may not be aware of this, but even though in the United States we citizens get to vote for the president, our votes do not directly elect the president. No, that's right. You don't get to directly decide who the president is. Instead, voters get to pass votes for their preferred candidate, and these votes are supposed to influence the votes of electors, special officials within each state that are chosen, at least according to the Constitution, by state legislatures and leadership that will ultimately decide the victor in a presidential contest. Now, in practice, electors are bound to obey the whim of the people of the state or district that they live in, casting their votes alongside, well, the preference of those people. But this wasn't actually the founders' intention. See, friends, something you may not be aware of is that while the founders of the United States were very concerned about authoritarianism and dictatorship, like that practiced in the British Empire and several other European empires at the time, that doesn't mean they were all really big fans of what today we would describe as democracy either. Many of them actually had deep-seated reservations about the ability of people like you and me, regular inhabitants of a country, to decide what was best for them, for their community, or for their country. And they believed or feared that regular people in a mass democracy could be easily manipulated, easily misled, and made to act against the best interests of themselves or their community. And so certain founders wanted to have a way for certain elites, people with more wealth, more education, more what at the time would have been understood as sophistication and refinement, to place their thumb on the scale and influence an election if they believed that it wasn't going in the best direction for the country, regardless of the will of the people. And that's how we have the electoral system, which is probably the most controversial element of the American federal election system to this day. But yes, you vote for a president, but really you vote for electors and who they should cast their votes for. And it's ultimately these electors that decide who is or is not elected United States president.